What's up guys, it's me, Strawhead Nate, and I'm back this week with a new One Piece chapter video. This time we have chapter 1146 titled Movement Amidst Stillness. So this chapter, like I predicted, shows all of the Gods Knights deployed on Elbaf in their own respective fights, with a major focus this chapter on Gunko's fight. She battles against the Colin Pirates, which includes almost half of the Straw Hat crew, and obviously Colin the Giant. And Gunko, spoiler alert, kind of takes care of the strong Straw Hats, like even Jinbei, with relative ease. The other Gods Knights have their own battles going on too, and if you want to know who's fighting who, I'll talk about that later in this video. So now, let's start digging into the chapter after you like the video and subscribe to the channel. The cover this week continues with the Yamato cover series once again, where this time, Ulti is grabbing onto Yamato, thanking her for saving her and her brother, page 1. Ulti says that she owes a debt to Yamato now, which is the same way that Kozuki Oden collected his vassals many years ago. So this mirrors Oden's story, which is basically what Yamato intends to do. Now we'll start getting into the chapter with the scene where the last chapter left off, with Gunko landing on the bow of their ship, seeing Colin, Nami, Usopp, Jinbei, and Brook. Usopp is the first to say that she must be the humans that the giants mentioned to be on this island, which ticks off Gunko, who doesn't want to be associated with human filth at all. She tells them that she and her comrades are gods, and they immediately put together that that means that they're the celestial dragons, who call themselves gods. Separately from this scene, kind of smushed in here, we get a scene of Frankie's group, including him, Ripley, Bonnie, and Lilith, as they finish off the storm nightmare with mostly just Frankie's attacks. But as I said, this scene is really just smushed in here because we go right back into the Colin Pirates and Gunko battle immediately after, where Gunko is complaining about her difficult and tedious job of kidnapping the kids and bringing them all back to the Holy Land. There, she really reveals that she's a celestial dragon to the Straw Hats, but Brook mentions that she might even be higher up than a celestial dragon, a member of the Gods Knights. Brook specifically mentioning this could reveal something about his past that we don't know yet, because how does Brook know about the existence of the Gods Knights when no one else does? And then now, Gunko initiates the battle with an arrow attack, which cues Nami to be the first into action for the Straw Hats. She sends a Thunder Shark Tempo Gunko's way, which is a shark-shaped lightning bolt which comes from her Climatect, and Gunko makes the shark do a U-turn with her arrow, and then this attack goes back towards Nami. Brook comes in, thankfully, to save the day and take on the electricity from Nami, so showing off his pure selflessness. And then Gunko keeps on dialoguing her inner thoughts, talking about how certain humans have already realized the impending doom of the world, such as Vegapunk, Nico Olvia, and Clover, showing that she is at least decently well informed with the enemies of the world government. And the Straw Hats don't really care for what she has to say here, and Usopp gets to using his next attack, which is an explosive pop green. This attack surprisingly eviscerates Gunko like she was nothing, but unfortunately she has regenerative abilities similar to that of the Gorosei, and Gunko is kind of pissed off now that she's been exploded, so she starts doing all of the attacking. She also, meanwhile, talks about how there's a big battle that's going to decide the fate of the world coming soon, and whichever side the Giants side on will have a clear advantage, so that's why the Gods Knights are here. That's their mission. She quickly takes out Colin first, wrapping a arrow around his neck, choking him, and then, as Jinbei and Brook attack her, she makes them attack each other, pointing arrows at each other, and then they're quickly dealt with like that. She kicks Nami, knees Usopp in the face, and just like that, all of the good guys here are defeated by Gunko, with little damage to her at all. And now that she has won her little skirmish with the Straw Hats, Gunko calls Saint Killingham on a transponder snail, who is actively fighting against the teachers of the Walrus School. He has pretty much dealt with all of the teachers already, and I doubt that these teachers are even as strong as the Straw Hats, so this isn't surprising. But we see him slamming Principal Kiba, the one who looks like a walrus, into the ground as his last attack. That's it for that brief battle now, and then we see the third God's Knight here, Saint Summers, who is also connected to their call. Summers is in a 1v1 against Saul, who is bleeding from literally everywhere because of all of Summers' thorn attacks, and Saul is just mainly worried about hiding Chopper and Robin right now, so he isn't technically at full power, but I doubt that even a full power Saul would be able to stand a chance against Saint Summers right now. Saul then falls on his knees, and Robin cries again from seeing her good friend in such distress for a second time now. And Summers, meanwhile, monologues about how Elbaf is all peaceful now with the school and the library, and he blames all this on the former ruler of Elbaf, the father of Loki and Harudin, King Harold, showing that Harold had some dealings with the world government and the God's Knights at some point in his lifetime. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people already predicted that Harold wasn't the righteous king that he was made out to be by the giants on Elbaf, but this here hints at that fact greatly. But that's it for this chapter. It was seriously a bloodbath in this chapter, showing all of the good guys being defeated without even standing a chance against the God's Knights. The God's Knights are finally showing off their capabilities, which definitely shifts the momentum of the arc. We were all thinking last chapter that things were just going too good for all of the good guys, but now almost half of the Straw Hats have been defeated, plus some of our giant friends too. I think that it's about time for the monster trio to finally get back involved, because they are really needed in this war against the God's Knights here on Elbaf. We'll see who comes in next chapter to challenge the God's Knights soon, since there's no break next week, thankfully. So if you made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.